So manifesting is at an all-time high right now. I spoke out yesterday 3 times, and within, I would say within an hour of me speaking it out, the manifestations already began. Here's the deal. So our words are super powerful right now because this Lionsgate has happened. This is not going to change. This shift has occurred. We're always constantly manifesting, right? We talk about this all the time. But this is like intentional of, I want this, think of it, speak it, use your words to speak it and create it, and bam, it's there. So I had been writing things down before. What do I want? Okay, I want multiple offers. Okay, well, I got those, wrote that down. And it was just kind of my intent in it. And I had wrote, I get multiple offers this week. And then I did. And so the other day, yesterday, when I spoke out, I was at a health fair. I spoke out and wanted 3 separate things, and got 3 things almost immediately after speaking them. So your words are very powerful. Spoken words are powerful. If this is not happening for you, I'm going to tell you why. It's because you're out of alignment with the thing that you want. So when you speak out and you say, I want this, someone comes up to me and they hand me a check or some kind of money that I'm completely surprised by, had no idea it was coming, and it's very fulfilling, and it's a sign that this is just a blessing from the divine meant just for me. Okay, so we speak something out like this. Now, if I had spoken that out with doubt, it cancels it out. Why? Let me explain to you in very, very big detail why it cancels it out. If I have doubt in it, then think about the frequency that those words are carrying, right? They're carrying that vibration of doubt within them. So you're going to get something back. Okay, so think about just doubt. Just take that vibration alone on its own. When you were doubting something, it feels awful, right? That doesn't feel good. You don't want to doubt these things. And so when you send that out and it's attached to the frequency of something that you want, well, that doubt carries its own frequency, which is then returned to you, which that doubt doesn't feel good. So what is returned to you also doesn't feel good, right? So if you say, I want this, but there's doubt that's attached to it, what's going to come back to you isn't going to feel good. It's going to feel like that same feeling of doubt, and it's going to reinforce the doubt. Because you're not going to get the thing that you wanted, so it's going to reinforce the doubt. But it's you that sent the doubt out in the first place. You're sending it out through your thoughts and through your words and through your actions. You sent it out. So if you want to manifest something, you have to get rid of doubt. Now, I know that this can be difficult to do. But the divine wants to give us blessings of all kinds, wants us to receive these blessings. But when we don't believe in them, when we don't have faith, because we have doubt, then we don't get those blessings. We won't see them in our life. So my daughter, one of my daughters, I tell her all the time, have always told her all the time, everything always works out for you. Everything always works out for you so good. And everything always works out for her so good. Why? Because she was told this at a very young age. Everything always works out for you. See, no matter what, these things just always work out. It's just the biggest blessing that you could ever have. These things always work out for you. And when you repeat these things, when you tell yourself these things and they become your beliefs, and they're running in your subconscious programming, this is the program you're running, is the program of belief, then you get it. You get it. You have access to those things because they are in your belief system. Now, if she grew up and I told her, man, nothing ever works out for you. Yeah, crappy things happen all the time, or whatever it was that I said, that would then become her belief system, and then things wouldn't work out and things would be crappy. It's only what you believe that you're manifesting. It's only what you're believing. So, people want to manifest a very specific thing. So what is the very specific thing that you want to manifest? Maybe you want to manifest, let's say, new love in your life. Okay, so you speak it out and you say, and maybe this isn't what you want. Maybe it's something totally different. This is my example. Take it or leave it. Okay, so you manifest this and you say, I want new and exciting love in my life. I want someone that is devoted to me, someone that is loyal and that loves me, gives equally to me, gives as much as I give to them. Okay, so you speak this out. You're like, I want it. Okay, now what happens when you speak this out, but you have unhealed trauma inside of you and you're speaking that out? It's going to flavor this manifestation because the vibration, the frequency that you spoke it out in will be subconsciously colored with that trauma that you're speaking out. So you might say that you want all these things, but if you are internally holding a belief that you're not valuable or worthy or deserving of something like this, you're not going to get it. If you just believe that it's not possible or that, you're not good enough or whatever it happens to be, those subconscious beliefs that you hold within yourself are very powerful. And so if you're speaking out that manifestation, like you say, oh, I want this, but if the majority of the time the thoughts that you have are in alignment not with your desires, but with that subconscious programming, what are you going to get back? You're going to get back the proof that you're not worthy, that you're not deserving all of these things. We only are seeing constantly the proof of our beliefs that we are holding within us. The proof of our beliefs is what we witness. It is what makes visible matter. Consciousness, this world is created with the exact same energy as your thoughts. So if you want to manifest something, but you have all this underlying trauma that is blocking you or keeping you from it, or you speak something out and you have that fear that it won't happen, or you have doubt around it, or you're like, oh, well, I really hope. You know what? Hope is saying, I want this to happen. I hope that it does, but I don't know. Whereas faith is certain, right? If you want something and you have faith in it, then that's certainty. Of course, I have faith that this is going to happen for me. Of course it will happen. That's having faith with no doubt. And that is how you manifest instantly, whatever it is that you want. Here's the deal. So the closer that you are in alignment with the divine, the faster you'll be able to just speak these things, these wants or these desires that you have, and that they will just manifest for you because of the frequency that they're carrying. Because I'm assuming, and maybe this is a false assumption, depending on who you are, but that the manifestations that you want are positive, right? That they're like really good and wonderful things. You're not manifesting crappy, horrible things intentionally into your life. The crappy things that are coming to you are unintentional. You're still manifesting them, but they're unintentionally being manifested through your thoughts and through your words and through your actions. But it's the underlying beliefs that are attached to these things that create those thoughts and those words and those actions, right? Because I'm not going to speak about something that I don't believe. It's just not going to come up. I'm not going to take actions that aren't in alignment with my beliefs. It's not going to happen. And my thoughts aren't going to come up that aren't in alignment with my beliefs. And if they did, I would quickly dismiss them. But if you have subconscious trauma that needs healing, if you are unhealed from things that have happened in the past, then you might, say something like, well, I want this, I hope it happens, but just think about the vibe, the vibration, the frequency that's being carried with that, rather than speaking something and knowing, of course this is meant for me. The divine loves me so much, the divine wants every good and wonderful thing for me. Of course I'm going to get this thing, whatever it is that I desire, or whatever it is that I want. Of course I'm going to. I know that I'm loved, right? That carries a completely different vibe than, well, I hope that this happens, and I hope that the divine loves me enough to give me this thing that I want. Just notice the difference in that, right? It's completely different, but it's so subtle, and that if you aren't attuned to it, if you don't understand manifesting and exactly how it works, then you might miss it, and you're thinking, okay, well, I desire to have this thing, but what is the energy that's attached to that desire? Because it's not only that thing that matters, it's the energy that is attached to it. That is what matters when you're manifesting. So if I was to say, so like I wrote down the other day, I'm offered, I received multiple offers this week. That was all that I wrote down. So I received multiple offers this week, but then I doubted that they would come, or I thought back on the previous year and thought, oh, well, it's been a whole year and I haven't received any offers. And so then that created doubt or something like that. Then I wouldn't have got them. But because I didn't doubt, I got, what did I get? 2 in that one? 3, 2 actual offers and 1 opportunity within days of me writing this out. But I said, this is what I get multiple offers this week. So the energy that was contained in that was, of course, I'm going to. But why had I not done this before? Like maybe I wanted to receive offers or something like that. No. Here's the deal. I know that words and thoughts and actions are so ridiculously powerful. Like our world is literally made of the same energy as your thoughts. You are seeing, you are witnessing your beliefs made visible. That's what you're seeing in your life. And so I know that they're so powerful that I have to be really careful with my words, right? You got to be very careful. What is it that you really want? And is it what's really best? So saying something so random as like, I received multiple offers, or it's so general. There's no harm in this. But when you're super duper specific about something, the only reason why this could be detrimental would be because you just got your human brain and you put limitations on your manifestations. And how do you know that the divine wants to bless you with something that's giant, huge, massive, but you're like, no, I'll take this, and then you take less than what is meant for you. So if you're speaking something out and you want to create something massive, but there's no, you got to be specific with the universe. You got to say, this is what I want, but you got to figure out what you want first. You have to figure that out, because if you don't know, then what are you manifesting? You're going to have scattered energies. They're going to return back as scattered, and that's not going to bring the satisfaction that you want, and it also could be detrimental to you. There could be something even more wonderful that was meant for you, or maybe you'll get this thing and then you'll be like, dang it, I don't even want the thing anymore. I thought I did, but I don't. Have you ever met somebody and then thought, ooh, maybe I'd like to date this person, and then you don't right away, and then you kind of get to know that person and you're like, dang, good thing I didn't end up with that person, right? But at the time, maybe when you met them, You were like, oh, I want this. I want it so bad. And you're trying to manifest it and you're, whatever. And then you realize like, no, that's not what I want. And then you think, phew, was I ever protected there? So sometimes there's things that we want and they're not good for us. So you can manifest all day long, but maybe these manifestations aren't what is best for you. The divine knows what's best, and the divine brings blessings upon your life when you allow the divine complete control. So I was walking down the road. This is during the height of an enlightenment that I had, meaning I was as close to a divine being as you could possibly get. Heightened state, somebody comes up to me, if they, sick, you're dying, whatever, here, we can heal you in that state. So I'm walking down the road, and this has been going on for weeks. Like this was a period of weeks that I had been up on this spiritual retreat, completely by myself, totally alone, up at my cabin up north. This is what I do. And I would highly recommend it to every single person on this planet, to spend weeks, silent retreat, just doing the work, gaining enlightenment, going with an intention. Anyway, so this has been going on. I'm walking down the road, and as I'm walking down the road, I'm like, I just kept getting so much good information, just so many miraculous, crazy, mind-blowing things happening, just like crazy things happening over this period of weeks. And so I'm walking down the road, and I'm like, ooh, like I want something cool to happen. And so I'm walking, and I just, pray, and I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? And I hear, well, just keep walking. And I'm like, what? I was expecting something deep and profound and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and I hear just keep walking. And I'm like kind of disappointed in this. And then I was immediately told, that being in divine alignment is not about predicting the future. It is about being in this moment and doing what you are meant to be doing in this moment. And when this moment starts pulling you and saying, oh, you should go over to the mall, go do it. And when this moment pulls you and says, hey, you should call this person that you haven't talked to in a while, you should just do it. This is what it was teaching me, was you're walking, this is what you're supposed to be doing right now at this exact moment. So it was deep and it was profound, even though at the time I was like, come on, give me more than that. It took a couple of seconds before I got the next message of that it is literally moment to moment, that there is no future prediction in this, but it is go where you are called moment to moment, and you'll be in the right place, and the right things will happen, and the right people will come along. So it is seriously moment to moment. So let me give you an example. One time I was leaving my ex-sister-in-law's house, love that woman, and I was told, as I'm leaving, I'm the only person in the house, I have a set of keys, and once I leave this house, I'm dropping these keys in the mailbox that locks, and they cannot be gotten again. So I'm leaving, packing up my stuff, moving it from the downstairs up to the front door, and I kept hearing, check for your phone, check for your phone. I talked myself out of this because I either believed that I had my phone in my pocket or my purse and was like, no. Like I'm actually arguing with myself in the house saying, no, I don't need to check. I know that it's in my bag. I know it's in my bag. So I leave the house, lock it, key in the mailbox, get into my vehicle, go to make a phone call. I can't make a phone call. Why? Because I didn't have my phone. Why? Because it was still in the house. So I was told something and I completely ignored it and argued about it with myself. This turned into kind of a bit of a screw around, but anyways, it did kind of miraculously work out. I ended up going to Cabela's because I needed to go pick something up from there, and the dude who was working at the counter just so happened to have sold my ex a gun privately, and so he knew him and had his phone number on his phone. The things kind of worked out. Anyways, ended up having to go over to a friend's house. I ended up having to get a hold of whoever, and it was an afternoon of a screw around to get my phone back before I left town to go and drive a few hours home. And had I listened, none of that would have happened. I would have got in my car, I would have gone to go pick up the thing from Cabela's, and I would have immediately left, rather than having to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So have you done that before? Because from that lesson, that was the best lesson I could have ever had, because now I listen every time. So I was at a jiu-jitsu tournament, and I seen this boy, and oh man, I could tell he was nervous. Like he might have even been throwing up. It was so blatantly obvious. And I kept being told, you need to go talk to that boy. You need to go talk to that boy. Because I got techniques, right? You know, I'm a hypnotist. I got techniques to make people so that they're not nervous. So, I eventually go up to this boy and I'm like, hey, and I told him the thing. Now, in the past, when I would be told something like, go and tell this person this or that, you know, sometimes I would talk myself out of it. Sometimes I would do it, blah, blah, blah. You know, sometimes you did it, sometimes you didn't. Now, I listen. I always listen. Why? Why? Because of the phone situation, because it's good, because maybe I'm the earth angel for that person. I'm being told, hey, go tell this person that. We're the angels. We're the ones here. And if we listen, if we actually listen to what we're being told, it's so beneficial to other people. We can help other people. We can be their angel just by listening to what we're told. I know this woman, I went to a church that I went to, you know, I don't know, 20 plus years ago. And so this is where this story came from. She goes in the grocery store and is told to buy flowers. Goes and buys flowers. Something she would never normally do. Like, and it was very specific. You need to buy a dozen roses or like something along those lines, whatever it was. So she's in the grocery store. She buys them. Goes out in the parking lot. Sees this woman sitting in her car crying and is told, like, go give them to her. So she goes over. She goes and says, hey, you know, this might be weird, but I'm supposed to give you these flowers. And the woman just starts then bawling. Why? Because it was her anniversary. Her husband had died that year, and he always bought her a dozen roses on their anniversary. We are the angels, but only when we listen. So had she not listened, I don't know, would somebody else have gone and got those roses and gone and delivered them? Maybe they would have. Maybe there's backups. I don't know. I don't know about that. But when we actually do listen to what we're being told, wonderful things happen. So if you haven't been listening to your intuition, I'm gonna highly recommend that you start doing that. That when you're told something, even if it's weird, and of course it's gonna be weird, it's not gonna be a normal thought that you would have because you didn't think it up. You didn't think to go and buy the roses. You didn't think to go to check for your phone. It wasn't you. It was the universe. It was, you were being divinely guided. The divine is leading with love. Why did the divine want me to go and look for my phone? Because the divine is love. And so the divine wanted to care for me in a loving way, but by telling me, go check for your phone. The divine wanted to care for this woman who had lost her husband and needed some love that day and needed some care that day. And so what did the divine do? The divine went and told a complete stranger who did not know this woman to go and buy some flowers. Then, listening to her intuition moment by moment, goes out in the parking lot, is then told, go and give the flowers to this woman. So she does it. So it is literally moment by moment when we're doing what we are told that we're supposed to do, wonderful things happen. Now, when we ignore this, we end up locking ourselves out of the house and end up having a total screw around. When we ignore this, we end up not being able to bless people that we were meant to bless. When we ignore this, it is to our own detriment. So if you ever have something totally random and weird, this is how you know that it's not your thought, because it's not something you would normally think, right? When you're like, what? That's weird. There you go. What? That's weird. There you go. That's your answer. That's the divine telling you to go and do the thing because it's out of the norm. Maybe it's completely out of your comfort zone. How much more will you be blessed when it's completely out of your comfort zone and you go and you do it anyways? Very blessed. So the next time that you have something randomly pop into your head, if you could just listen to this all day long, if you could just listen and listen and listen all day long to that little voice that is telling you, that's guiding you to do these things, how much would that change your life and the people's lives around you? How much of a divine blessing could you be in your community? Massive. Massive. So if you see somebody, if you have some weird thought that you're like, that is not something I would normally think, and maybe you'll then start questioning yourself or talking yourself out of it. If it's something that you feel like might make you uncomfortable, to go up and talk to a stranger and go and give them something or tell them some words or do this or do that. If you do that, if you get out of that comfortable place of, I could just not do it, I could just not. You're right. We do have free will. It's a choice. It's an option. You cannot. You don't have to do anything. But when you do, and you can be a divine blessing to other people, what a wonderful gift that is in our world. We're creating an era of peace and love, and our every loving thought is a transforming influence on this planet. And if you can get out of that, I need to be comfortable all the time. If your intuition is telling you something, if it's speaking to you, if it's yelling at you, if it's just quiet and it's just guiding you, just listen to it and it will not steer you to the wrong place. It will not. Got a little off topic here. We're talking about manifesting. So if you want to manifest the most wonderful life, listen to your intuition and let it guide you moment to moment. It'll pull you here, it'll pull you there, it'll have you call this person, it'll have you reach out to this person you haven't talked to in 27 years. Why? Why does somebody pop into your head that you haven't thought of in 20 freaking plus years? Why does this happen and then you don't do anything about it? Why is that? Why? You know, if when this happens here in the future from now on out and somebody pops into your head, just send them a little note. Just send them a little, hey, you just popped into my head, totally random, haven't talked to you in such a long time, just thinking of you, hope that you're doing good. Whatever it happens to be, just a little kind of something or other, and maybe this person will be like, man, wow, I'm so glad you reached out to me right now. This is what's going on. Wow. How cool you reached out. But if you don't get out of that comfortable place of not doing anything when you get these little hits of intuition, then you'll never experience what would be on the other side of that. And you'll just keep going through your days. So if you want to become a really good manifester and have all your desires and wishes and wants and hopes and all the things fulfilled, several things you need to do. You need to make sure that your energy is clean. Your environment. What type of energy are you spending? What type of people are in your environment? When you interact with them, do they make you feel better or worse? When you, any interaction that you have with somebody else, any energetic interaction, meaning anything, talking, texting, hanging out, this and that, do you feel better or worse? What does that mean? If you feel worse, get them out of your energy. Clean out your environment. You can Marie Kondo it. Somebody was talking about this the other day. You know, Marie Kondo, if you don't love it, you don't need it. And so she, you know, hold an item, pick up an item, hold it. Does it bring you love, happiness? If not, it's not for you. When you do this with your relationships, because they are huge, they're a huge environmental factor. If a relationship, if a person is in your proximity, in your environment, are they uplifting you or are they downgrading your energy? Become very aware of this. Upgrade or downgrade? Because if it is an upgrade, wonderful. Keep them. They're your people. If it's a downgrade, clean house. Marie Kondo it. That's time to let them go so that you can have that energy back and give it to something that's in alignment. Like I said, you only got so much. You only got so much, and every day you use 100% of it. So if this particular person is taking up 5% of your energy and it's downgrading that 5, so then you're now at 95% because that 5% has been downgraded. No. Get them out. Clean house in your environment. Let them go. And then you're going to have that 5% open and free for something that is so wonderful and in alignment with you. You've opened up that space. You actually have the energy, the energetic space to allow them in. This new energy that's in alignment in. But if you keep unaligned energies around you in your proximity, in your environment, then you don't got the energy for it. It won't come to you because you're spending 100%. So it won't come to you. So as you clean house in your environment, man, there's a loud plane outside. Man, that's loud. As you clean house, you're going to free up all kinds of energy so that you can have what it is that you want and what it is that you just desire come to you. If you've been trying to manifest for a while, something very specific, and it's not coming to you, you just need to examine the beliefs that are around it. So the beliefs that you have, first of all, about yourself. Do you believe that you're valuable, important, deserving, and worthy of that manifestation? Because if you don't, it won't come. Let's say that you do believe all those things and you speak it out, but you have doubt or you have fear that it might not manifest. It won't come. The way that you manifest is through having pure, good, clean energy that is heightened and speaking it out and not having any doubt attached to it. That's how you do it. So thanks for listening to me here, guys, today. I love you. I know that I just, go all over the place, up there, over there, here, right to the left, and then up the top, and then I just circle back, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about. But thanks for listening, and I will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's when I'll see you.